See if I can get this going. Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Roger Paul, and tonight we're going to continue our study on paper 142, and we're in section 8 in southern Judea, and that's on page 1605 in the original book, or paper 142.81 in all the rest of them. So I guess I'll start out. Might be just us three, but we don't have very far to go tonight. So this will be a short one. All right. By the end of April, the opposition to Jesus among the Pharisees and Sadducees had become so pronounced that the Master and his apostles decided to leave Jerusalem for a while, going south to work in Bethlehem and Hebron. The entire month of May was spent in doing personal work in the cities and among the people of the surrounding villages. No public preaching was done on this trip, only house-to-house visitation. A part of this time, while the apostles taught the gospel and ministered to the sick, Jesus and Abner spent at En-Gedi visiting the Nazarite colony. John the Baptist had gone forth from this place, and Abner had been head of this group. Many of the Nazarite brotherhood became believers in Jesus, but the majority of these ascetic and eccentric men refused to accept him as a teacher sent from heaven because he did not teach fasting and other forms of self-denial. And we know for a fact that Jesus did not teach fasting at all, did he? He said it was not a good idea, of no shape, form, or fashion. And remember, Abner was the one that took over the church in Philadelphia. And so Abner followed Jesus's teachings closer than any of the other churches, including the church in Jerusalem, because they started following Paul's teaching instead of Jesus. So the church in Philadelphia stayed true to the message of Jesus the longest of all the churches. Right? Did I miss anything in that? Okay, here we go. The next one. Diane, would you take this one?
The people living.
You just have your head here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This part.
There we go. Try that again.
Thank you. The people living in this region did not know that Jesus had been born in Bethlehem. They always supposed the Master had been born at Nazareth, as did the vast majority of his disciples. But the 12 knew the facts.
Okay, so the 12 knew that Jesus was born in Bethlehem, but it was not general knowledge at that time. Okay, Rodney, read real slow so we can make this at least 10 minutes long.
Stretch it out.
Yeah.
So this sojourn in the south of Judea was a restful and fruitful season of labor. Many souls were added to the kingdom. By the first days of June, the agitation against Jesus had so quieted down in Jerusalem that the Master and the apostles returned to instruct and comfort believers.
So they're talking about he returned to Jerusalem to instruct believers, right? Remember, this was at the beginning of his ministry too, so he had aggravated everyone in Jerusalem by this point. Okay, although Jesus and the apostles spent the entire month of June in or near Jerusalem, they did no public teaching during this period. They lived for the most part in tents, and they pitched in a shaded park or garden known in that day as Gethsemane. This park was situated on the western slope of the Mount of Olives, not far from the brook Kidron. Sabbath weekends they usually spent with Lazarus and his sisters at Bethany. Jesus entered within the walls of Jerusalem only a few times, but a large number of interested inquirers came to Gethsemane to visit with him. One Friday evening, Nicodemus and one Joseph of Arimathea ventured out to see Jesus, but turned back through fear, even after they were standing before the entrance to the master's tent. And of course, they did not perceive that Jesus knew all about their doings. So he knew that they came out there and they were going to talk to him, but they chickened out at the last minute. And it's really funny. You could preach a whole gospel about getting to the door of salvation and chicking out at the last minute, couldn't you? I think I preached a gospel, a sermon on that back when I was Baptist. So,
well, if you're in a tent, you're pretty much going to hear someone walking up to it.
and everything that goes on with that outside, right? Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. So, all right. Diane, you want to take the next one? Oh, I forgot to mute last.
Mhm. When the rulers of the Jews learned that Jesus had returned to Jerusalem, they prepared to arrest him. But when they observed that he did no public preaching, they concluded that he had become frightened by their previous agitation and decided to allow him to carry on his teaching in this private manner without further molestation. And thus affairs moved along quietly until the last days of June, when one Simon, a member of the Sanhedrin, publicly espoused the teachings of Jesus. After so declaring himself before the rulers of the Jews, immediately a new agitation for Jesus' apprehension sprang up and grew so strong that the master decided to retire into the cities of Samaria and the Decapolis. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah, so they decided to move out and go ahead and go to the other cities at this point to keep from agitating the Sanhedrin so they could continue preaching. Okay, and that's it.
You're kidding. Really? Really?
Yeah. Let's, you want to read what the next paper is?
Yes. Paper 143, going through Samaria too.
All right. And that was what we didn't finish last time. We could have finished it in 10 minutes, probably.
Yeah.
I told her it was at 6:08, so it was shorter than I thought. And Diane suggested that I just open up for questions tonight, and I could do that, but the three of us that's here probably don't have that many questions to ask.
Well, how was your day?
So I guess we'll take it up next time from the next one. I hate to do that. I guess we could just shut down this meeting and start over again. But see, the whole programming for the podcast and everything else is tied into this, so it would, I haven't prepared another podcast to start this night. I guess I should have done that, but since this was going to be so short.
Okay.
All right.
What's your reasoning for stopping?
Because we don't have, I don't want to take one paper into another. We could though. I mean, there's no reason we couldn't do that. If y'all want to do that, I can swap out the slides and I could probably make two separate videos out of it. You want to do that?
Yeah.
We could go,
Up
we
to
could
you
go,
guys.
I could go ahead and start the second one, the next one.
It's not that long.
Huh?
It's not that long.
Because 8 minutes is short. Okay, let me do this. All right. Y'all hang out for a minute. Okay. I'm going to close down the meeting and come back in and I'll have the new slides up. Okay.
Okay.
Sound good? Let's. Gary?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Whatever.
So-
I came in late, so what do I know?
Okay, so y'all just sign back in. Give me about 2 minutes and we're going to sign in and I don't know what I'm going to do about this podcast. I think I'm just going to let it keep going. All right. See if
Okay.
it'll keep going on
Okay.
me. All right.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
so here we go. I'm going to restart here. Let me see. Stop recording. Stop recording. Yes. Okay, here I go, guys. I'm going to sign off now. Okay, I'll be right back.